What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, y'all? So we are back again for another episode review of Love and Marriage Huntsville, season 3, episode 9. Well, no, actually, this episode 10. The transparent trap. I don't understand why the guide is saying season 2, episode 30, but that's not what it is. So all the mess that happened last week, it just really annoyed me the way that, especially the women were coming at Mel talking about some, okay, don't do that. You kind of antagonizing Martell by playing that video. I'm like, do you think that girl just literally came out of nowhere and said, let me play this video, let me do this, let me do that? No, that's not what happened. He was making fun of her. He was calling her music bullshit and all of that. So that's what made her do that. And I see absolutely nothing wrong. If you want to be petty, I'm going to be petty with you, okay? At this point, we all had to agree that Mel and Martell are petty as hell. They're practically the same person in some aspects, okay? And that's what probably attracted them to each other. But at the same time, there is a little difference of maturity level. I feel like Mattel. Melody is a little bit more mature than Martell, but on some occasion, they at the same damn spot. And on this trip, they at the same damn spot. But then again, Martell, he shows his ass, okay? He's more so in the wrong. I'm not going to say that Melody isn't, but he's more so in the wrong because of the way that he reacts. Melody is in the wrong in the way that she try to continue to keep saying stuff and keep saying stuff. And I'm like, girl, just let it go. Because what happened later on in at the beginning of the episode when they got into that argument, I was like, Mel, shut up. Let it go, okay? I know that you're trying to talk, but if he walks out and he trying to diffuse the situation, I don't even know if he was really trying to diffuse the situation. Why you keep going? Okay, just let it go. You're not finna, let's not do this here. Let's not do this here. We already did it last night. We don't want to ruin this person's trip. This is not even about us. So why are we making it about us? Both of y'all. Y'all needed to understand that. But when the episode come on, the men are out there minus Martell. This is the next day. They're playing basketball. Next thing, they're talking about what happened. And, Marceau basically was saying how he's not used to what's going on between Mel and Martell, okay? Like, that's not the drama that he used to. He said that later on when all that stuff pops off. But he also says that with them going through what they're going through, it's like they're both playing the kids as pawns, okay? And it kind of shocked me to see that the men were both all agreeing to a certain extent that Martell was doing the most, okay? And Mel had a right to react the way that she reacted, but also she did some stuff that came at him that she probably shouldn't have did, and Martell definitely acted an ass, all right? And so at that point, when Martell came out there, they tried to tell Martell about himself, but of course Martell don't want to hear that. Maurice was trying to, he don't want to take relationship advice from nobody. And I'm just sitting here like, okay, that's fine. Go ahead, you think you're doing okay, but, you pig-headed as hell, all right? And like Marceau said, at the end of the day, the people that are hurt in this whole situation are the children, okay? Both of them are using the kids as pawns, all right? And I had to sit and think about it, and I was like, you know what? For once, I actually agree with Marceau. He is correct because on different occasions, the way that Martell brings up the kids and all this stuff, oh, you got 4 kids and all this stuff, and what about the kids, and putting it on social media, that's using them as a pawn. Melody does the same thing. So I was like, y'all need to stop that, because at the end of the day, these kids are gonna grow up and they're gonna see this, okay? Regardless of whether or not Melody was playing a song in front of the kids or whatever, they're still gonna grow up and they got all this archival footage of your parents acting an ass when y'all was kids because they couldn't get it together. All right. Meanwhile, all I really want to say about Martell, right quick, baby boy, next time we go on a trip, and I hope by the end of this season you done went shopping and you went a size up, okay? Because you done already let us know last week that you have not gone shopping. You gained 15 pounds of muscle. That's fine. Body health is wealth, but we need to wear our size, okay? That's like me coming on here in a extra medium, busting out the seams or whatever, holes and everything. No, boo boo, let it out at least half a size, because you came out there in them Daisy Dukes some swim trunks, okay? Them things was short and them things was tight with your no ass having ass. I said, wait a minute, Martell, you got the nerve to be that goddamn muscular and you ain't even got no booty. Okay, like, come on, I like the muscle bubble butts, you know? But that thing probably toned and firm too, though. It's just a little flat for my taste, okay? Because I like a little boing, okay, to it. I said, Martell, go up a little bit size, okay? Because then they was getting caught between his legs or whatever. I said, pull it down. I can't still watch people with shorts on and they stuff be rising up. Pull it down. Walk with your legs spread apart a little bit so they won't be rubbing. Us big people, we got to do that, okay? Because, girl, I be catching myself. But anyway, they get to talking about that. Then Marceau get to talking about, the relationship between him and Tisha and how he feels like she lost her spark. When I first got with her, she used to walk with her head high and she used to do this and she used to do that. And I'm sitting here like, if you feel like she lost her spark or whatever, it's because of you. Okay, that girl got into the relationship with you and she became insecure as hell. That's what it was. And she probably was already a little bit insecure, but you just made it a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? And truth be told, can I put it all on Marceau? A little bit, because like they said, she out here doing stuff now, and like Martell had to tell him, you wasn't letting her do stuff back then, okay? And here come Lewis. I mean, maybe it's because she probably think that you probably was just holding her back because you probably didn't think that she wanted to do that. So that's how come it came off like it was control. I said, no, shut up, Lewis. Okay, this is what I don't like, and this is what bothered me about Lewis and Tiffany. They insert themselves in these conversations. Okay, that's all that it is. They insert themselves in conversations that they were not a part of. Okay. And I get that you're trying to integrate into the group because you are a new couple. But, baby, just sit on the sideline and grin, okay? Lewis, I actually do like you, but sit on the sideline. Your wife, on the other hand, sit on the sideline and just grin like you always do. That's all I need you to do, okay? Because I actually like his smile. He got a nice looking smile. I ain't even gonna freaking lie, But, baby, Martell in these damn shorts, I just turned... They up his ass, okay? Boy, I just want to, okay, just pull it out like he gonna pop a dinkleberry or something. But anyway, he basically just talking about how, Tisha has changed or whatever. And, he wants that spark back. Of course, he started talking about the therapy session that she surprised him with. And, of course, the men are just going to be talking and giving advice or whatever. Mind you, this is how I feel. If I'm saying some stuff to my homegirl, keep that in my homegirl's circle, okay? If you talking to your homeboy, keep that in your homeboy circle. Don't tell your wife or whatever, okay? But we're going to do it anyway. So, on the one hand, I'm not necessarily mad at what Tiffany and what Lewis did with Tiffany. But then again, I am, because I'm like, we'll get there. I'm getting ahead of myself. So everybody come out, they in their little swimming suits and bathing suits or whatever, and then they was like, where Mel at, okay? So Mel is up in the room, and then Martell was like, I'll go get her. I said, go sit down, we don't need you to do this, okay? I said, one of the women's, Destiny, you should have went up there and you should have got her or whatever, okay? Somebody else should have went and got her. And at this point, I'm thinking like, what's going on is, I feel as though after everything that happened, maybe Mel nor Martell should have been invited to this situation, okay? This is like the first trip that y'all go on after a fresh ass divorce, and it's tensions that's still really, really high. Feelings are still really, really strong. Emotions is all over the place. And this is your anniversary trip for your 15th anniversary, and you decided out the kindness of your heart to share it with your friends, and they come through and they arguing, doing all this stuff. Nah, if we gonna be arguing, we gonna be arguing over a game of spades or whatever. That's what we gonna be arguing over. We ain't finna be arguing over no marital issues when I'm trying to celebrate my freaking anniversary, okay? That's what we finna be arguing over. But Martell went in there to go see if Melody was okay and all this. And, at one point, Mel was like, so why'd you come up in my room last night? I came up in your room because I was trying to see what was going on with you, you know what I'm trying to say? I'm trying to apologize, trying to make sure you was all right. Martell, that ain't what you was doing. Now, see, Martell think he's slick. He think he's slick. I said, Martell, you came up in her room at 1 something in the morning because you thought you was going to get some ass. And Melody said no, okay? Melody said, I'm asleep. Have you went on... It's a Instagram account called Spiritual Word, and it's somewhat like, it's gospel. It's like Christian but ratchet. it was a post up there about what was the reason you ever gave your men why you said the words "I'm sleep," okay, as the reason why you missed their call or whatever. Go on that Instagram account and look for that. And baby, them stories, I was sitting here like, women ain't shit. Men ain't shit, but baby, women ain't shit sometimes too. That stuff was too funny. But at the same time, they get to talking, and Mel was just like, okay, let's get it out, all right? The reason why we get into what we get into is because you trigger me. We trigger each other, okay? And basically, let's just talk. No, 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 Martell, let me just talk, okay? Okay, and I'm gonna let you talk. Go ahead. It was like we trigger each other. One of my triggers was when you was talking about the kids, okay? You keep on talking about all of a sudden acknowledging that you got 4 kids, you got 4 kids, all right? As if I don't know that I have 4 kids. It's almost like she was saying it's attack on her motherhood, which I can understand that because why are you saying it, all right? And she was like, you wasn't thinking about those kids or whatever when you was out here doing what you was doing. Point. You weren't thinking about those kids when you was out here messing around, okay? And you know the whole thing about her music and you calling it bullshit or whatever, when you was the one who said congratulations when the song first came out. No, I ain't say that. I ain't say that. I said, Martell, you could tell when Martell is lying and he trying to cover his track to make a point or whatever, and it doesn't execute right. And then she was like, you even wanted to come to the listening party. You was mad that you didn't come to the listening party. Baby, from that moment, it went from talking about music, talking about what happened the day before, talking about the kids and triggers or whatever, to talking about her music, to talking about her being a side chick to 2 dudes, okay? You was a side chick to so-and-so, and he went and got a fiance, and then this person went and got a fiance. And I said, oh my goodness, Martell has a pattern, okay? And if you don't notice it, I'm finna tell you. When it first found out that Martell had this relationship going on with this other woman, all of a sudden it's now Melody cheated too, okay? Well, I did this because Melody cheated too. She ain't innocent. She ain't innocent. Now is, oh, because I had a side chick, and I'm going to make it seem like you have been a side chick too, okay? While you up here talking all this mess or whatever. And I'm just like, Martell, give it up. Because we are 3 seasons in, almost onto the fourth, and ain't nobody that came out with solid proof at this moment in time that Mel has cheated on you, that Mel was somebody else side chick or whatever. As much dirt that has been going on, they would have been discovered that, okay? So just cut it. Next thing you know, they are just going back and forth. They're loud. He don't want to hear nothing. She was like, I'm gonna stay up in here until I finish talking. And then she keep on trying to talk and talk and talk and talk. At that moment, once he walked out the room, Melody, you should have just shut up. And I get y'all was in the heat of it. You should have just be quiet and just ended that whole thing because it didn't need to go any further than that. You didn't give a damn about Tisha and them. I mean, it's understandable, but you ain't give a damn about Tisha and them. And y'all just kept it going because you knew Martell was going to come back. He couldn't let that go because you couldn't let it go. And y'all just petty and immature at this moment, back and forth with each other. And then it escalates into the kitchen because Marceau had to get his butt. Baby, Marceau, I wasn't expecting that dad bod. Let me tell you something. If I was straight, I'd be with somebody with a body like that, okay? No lie. I don't, fuck all them muscles, okay? It's cute to look at, but give me a normal body, okay? Give me a little flab. Give me a little something I can hang on to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to suck your titties too. Anyway, did I say that? No, I like it. Let me just tell y'all something. The type of dude that I go for, have you looked at Rihanna's Fenty show? Okay, for Savage, the volume 3, the new one, it was a dude, it was a thick dude in a lace, okay? It looked like netting or whatever, body like that. Ooh, girl. Okay, he was a little thick one. I said, all right. Anyway, moving on from that. Marceau had to come up in there and stop Martell. I said, Martell, calm down, because that is a woman that you hollering at, and we don't want nothing to happen. I know you're not going to touch her or whatever, but that's why they call Marceau. That's when Marceau was like, bitch, I'm not used to this, okay? This how they get down. This is not what I'm used to. They out in the kitchen, and they still going back and forth, and it got ridiculous at this point. And I was just like, just end it, okay? This is what I'm saying. Next time, Tisha, don't ask first, okay? I know y'all meant well trying to invite both of them, but it was just too soon. I feel like it was just too soon. And I'm not even going to blame. It's not even Tisha their fault. They thought that they could make it through it, but it's just too soon. It was just too soon. Moving on from that because they're not mature enough to handle their relationship and handle their issues without arguing and going back and forth and controlling themselves or whatever. And I understand some people just you look at them and they just piss you off, but we got to learn to reel it in. Okay. So meanwhile, they about to do some game nights or whatever. Uh Girl, what the wildcat bitch, whatever the fuck, wildcats, wildcat bitch, whatever Lewis tried to do. Okay, Lewis tried to make it seem so fun. Oh, we finna turn it up in this bitch. I said, Lewis, calm down. Lewis, calm down. Okay. Tiffany looking at him in the confessional like this. Anyway, so they getting ready to do all this stuff or whatever, and they just trying to ease the tension in the house. Okay, I'm gonna see if I remember what most of these questions are before they do the game or whatever. They want to get Mel. Mel is in a room and Tisha goes in there trying to talk to her. You know, Mel eventually says if she would have known that Martell was going to be here, she probably would have not booked a flight. And my thing of it is, Tisha says he was in the text thread, okay? He was in the group chat, so you had some inclination that he might be there. But what I feel like she probably mean was if she had a confirmation that he was gonna be there, she probably would have said no, which is understandable. And I am glad that Tisha and Mel are somewhat on a better path and they're not going back and forth at each other to a point where they're getting back to where they were in the first season. Okay, they all the women rallying around her and being there for her, trying to convince her to come out there and to play the games and all that stuff. So let's just get to the freaking game. It's some questions, all right? You know, drink if you did this or whatever. You know, girl, Lewis and them, they was trying to act like they really came up with something. They did something there, okay? I said we play this game all the time. Everybody play questions, okay? That's what it is. So basically, what wound up happening is, oh, what was going on? I think I fast forward too quick. What wound up happening is some of the questions were, are you getting satisfied in your relationship or are you being sexually satisfied now? And I think everybody, drank something. Of course, Mel did or whatever. I'm not gonna remember all the questions. I'm gonna remember some of the stuff. How many women or how many people have you slept with in one night? Okay. Or in one day or one night or whatever. I think Marcel said 2, and then Maurice was like 6. And I said, hold up. Everybody was like, wait a minute. And even Maurice, Marcel said, that ain't nothing to be proud of. He was like, I know, it's not nothing to be proud of. I'm just saying that's just what happened. I was like, okay, that happened. Now explain that. I said, Kimmy, did you know about this? Kimmy ain't know about it. Because in the confessional, Kimmy had to ask the question. So was this before you got with me or was I with one of those 6? And he was like, nah, you weren't one of them. That was back when I was a wild boy. Okay. You know, I had some things going on. And I said, how did you do that? Cause we always get this perception, I'm Lesbanese. Okay. And I just don't understand how it works sometimes. Like the way that y'all be making it seem like y'all need some time to get it back up. Like I ain't know men can get it back up back and forth like that. Okay. Like girl, school me. School me. All right, girl. I don't play with dinglings. Because us girls, we just keep going and going and going. Okay, listen, I can go from one to one to one. Keep it flowing, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just like, wow, Maurice, are you lying? Are you lying? What happened? Did you go through a fraternity? I mean, oh no, that's the wrong one. Did you go through a sorority? Was it an orgy? Like, Maurice, I'm invested now, okay? I need some details, okay? Don't be vague with the shit. But then they ask, are you good in your relationship? Are you happy in your relationship or something like that? And everybody, took a drink except for Marcel. And at this point, Tiffany kind of caught on, and then Tiffany caught on, and then Marcel gonna say, oh, I forgot to take a drink. I said, boy, stop playing. But at the same time, they start talking about the relationship and where they stand at and fixing a relationship. I forget how it came up. But Tisha was asking Kimmy about, how did she... Bitch, they asked, would you give relationship advice? Okay, what advice would you give from everybody in this room? I said, you know what? Truth be told, No, we're not about to do this. I said I wouldn't take no relationship advice from none of y'all up in this goddamn room, okay? Because y'all all got issues. We all got issues. And at this point in time, none of y'all really got it figured out. Okay, so that's that. But, Tisha had asked Kimmy something about her being married later on in life or whatever. Did she avoid things or did she wish something to happen or whatever the fuck? Kimmy was saying something like, you know what, I get where you coming from, so yeah, but it's okay. Girl, I can't remember, okay, so don't judge me. But it was something about, you know, getting married later instead of getting married sooner like everybody else did. You know what I'm saying? That dynamic, okay? Which led into Tisha saying, now Kimmy, I want to ask something about Maurice's ex-wife if you don't mind. At this point, Kimmy said cool because Kimmy didn't realize what the question was going to be. Tisha winds up asking Maurice and saying, well, Kiowa told us that, you basically gave up on the marriage and you didn't fight for the marriage. And if you would have fought for the marriage, it was a possibility that y'all could have worked it out and still been together. Do you feel that way? Bitch, I was sitting here like, Tisha, what the hell you doing? Me and Kimmy said, excuse me? Why are you asking these questions? Now, mind you, remember, Tisha already sat down with Kiowa and was conversing with her before and saying that, kind of implying that Kimmy was a side chick, okay? She was feeding into that narrative, and then you going to ask this question in front of Kimmy about her husband, okay, and his ex-wife. The relationship is over and it's done with. Maurice said he knew what it was, and it wasn't like he didn't fight for it. It just comes to a point that he knew that we was better outside of that relationship. That's just what it is. But you think you could have fought for it, and do you think that you would have probably still been with? I said, Tisha, shut up, okay? Tisha, no. You know what I'm saying? Girl, you so, ooh, that bitch. I mean, sometimes she okay, and then it be those moments where she come out of pocket. But let me go back, because what I was saying at the beginning of the episode, the review with Lewis and Tiffany. Lewis, before they did the little, they about to go out. Well, no, we at this part. Okay, they about to go out. After they do the questions, y'all can put down in the comments the other questions that were said. At one point, Tisha said, "What is these questions that Lewis and Tiffany trying to make or whatever? Because what are y'all trying to do? Y'all trying to get some sex up out of here? Okay, y'all trying to get some sex up out of here? What? No, we not about to do that." I said, I know that's right, Tisha. Go find another couple to swing with, okay? But anyway, bitch, they was getting ready to do the little boys' night, women night, midnight, women night, okay? And go their separate ways. At this point, everybody's a little litty, okay? They got a little alcohol up in their system, and everybody's a little loose or whatever. And so we see that, Tisha and Marcel, they trying to figure out what's going on or whatever with the group, trying to make sure that everybody's together. And they just don't like the way, at least Marceau is bothered by all the stuff that's been happening. He was like, we got to get this back on track, okay? So this may be good, having Martell and Melanie apart from each other. But then you get Lewis and you get Tiffany. Tiffany is trying to get dressed and she minding her business. She was actually minding her business at this point. Lewis was sitting on that bed with that do-rag on. I said, sir, take that do-rag off, okay? Take the do-rag off. Don't go out the house with it on right now, okay? Because it's a little dusty. Get you a fresh one, all right? He sat on that bed and he was quiet for like 15 minutes. And next thing you know, I guess he was bored. So he said, hey, babe, let me tell you something. So when we was outside playing basketball with the fellas or whatever, Marceau, he kind of told us about how, Tisha done snuck up on gave him a surprise therapy session and all this stuff. And, how he basically feel like Tisha ain't the person that, she used to be. She done lost her spark and all this stuff. And she this and she that. And I'm sitting here like, why are y'all talking about these people's marriage? They analyzing their marriage, okay? In this moment, they both start analyzing the marriage, and then gonna say something. Lewis is like, well, all we can do is just continue to be the good influence that we are. I said, sir, did y'all come up in here as the therapy couple? Okay, are y'all licensed therapists? Because that is how they come off. And it comes off like they trying to fit in, but they also judging a little bit, because you're talking about everybody marriage. And like I said, in your respective friend group, okay, you talk about this with your girls, he talk about this with his boys, y'all come together and sometimes you divulge information, but y'all know to keep that stuff with each other, okay? But what irks me about this situation, we don't know Lewis and Tiffany, and they all up in everybody else's business, but we barely know anything besides the fact that they're both remarried to each other, okay? They both was married once before, and now they're back with they're married to each other. That's all that we truly know about them. You've been on this season for how many episodes, and we don't know the ins and out of your relationship, but yet you are analyzing everybody else's relationship. I am not here for it, okay? And because I just don't like Tiffany. And Tiffany proves the reason why I truly don't like that bitch. And I'm sorry to call her that, but that's how she was acting. And she just, once again, didn't understand the reason why people was coming for the way that she was coming for. They go to a little strip club or whatever little thing or whatever. We get some little go-go girls, doing all this stuff and woo ass. Okay, cool. And so they sitting down and having a little discussion. And Tisha brings up the fact that girl, the surprise, I got this surprise for Marceau, and what I want to do is, because it's our 15th year anniversary and it's something real good, you know what I'm saying? It's like a monumental moment. So what I want to do is I want to surprise him by renewing our vows. Okay, I said, girl, if you think that's gonna work, you just full of surprises, Tisha. You just love to pop out on a bitch, don't you, huh? And everybody was looking like, well, okay, cool. And Tiffany was like, you sure that's what you really want to do? And it was like, well, bitch, you surprised your husband with a marriage. Yeah, I did too, but that was because I was waiting, he was waiting on me to do it, okay? Because this is something that he really wanted to do, but I waited 2 years. But in the midst of that, I was like, okay, I can see where the issue is with that, all right? But you being a new person, some of the things that Tiffany asked probably would have been cool coming from somebody else who's been in the group longer. And that is the issue. That is the issue. She bombards herself into conversations, and I know she's trying to fit in or whatever. And I get that they're talking about certain things, but when you are the new person, I feel you just sit there and you just listen, okay, until you've been there long enough to offer your opinion. And if you're gonna offer your opinion, you have to word it to a way that you have to understand that you're not trying to come off, or that the person can understand that, oh, I'm not trying to come off judgy. I'm not trying to come off like I'm all up in your business and I'm trying to tell you what to do or whatever. I'm not trying to come off that way. Tiffany don't know how to do that. Tiffany literally blurts out whatever it is on her mind, regardless of if we had the same questions too. Sometimes you need to have a little bit more tact, okay? And she was like, so do you think are you with Marcel because of the kids? Is that what it is? You think that's what y'all together for? And she was like, no, it's not because of the kids. It's because we truly do love each other. You know what I'm saying? Because, we go through our issues or whatever, but we still together, and, we just making it work and everything just seems so good and all this stuff. Because he told us about, you surprising because Lewis told me that he told the guys about, you surprising him with a therapy session or whatever. Like, did you go? Did he go by himself and all this stuff? I don't think that really was something good that you should have did, but, it's just, I'm just sitting here like, Tiffany, calm it down, sweetie. You didn't have to relay. Your husband told you that in confidence, okay? When y'all talk, you should have kept that to yourself. You ain't have to relay it to the group at this setting. And it's also about timing, okay? Timing. And then it was like, she asked again, do you think that y'all stand together for the kids? And I'm sitting here like, no. Tisha said they growing overall. And she was like, with this therapy session thing that he said that you surprised him, Marcel was talking like y'all in two different places. Y'all he not on the same page that you on, okay? He basically saying that you changed and you going through this and all this stuff. And I'm just like, you know what? Stop it, Tiffany. Okay, me and Destiny had the same, and I know some people probably don't like Destiny, but in this moment, me and Destiny had the same fucking reaction. And truth be told, I can't believe that I'm agreeing a lot with Destiny when it comes to Tiffany, because when Destiny first came on the show, I did not like her. Okay, something about her just rubbed me raw, but I kind of warmed up a little bit to her, because this girl, she just does too much. All right. And Destiny called her ass a Karen in the goddamn confessional. And that's how she acts, okay? And what bothers me with Tiffany is she comes off as if when she says what she says, it's her being transparent. That's her thing. I'm going to be transparent. But when she talks, and you saw the way that she was talking to Tisha, it's not as if we homegirls or whatever. It was almost like she had Tisha in a goddamn therapy session, and she was the therapist, okay? You want to come off like you're so nice and you're just giving advice and all this stuff, but it comes off as judgy too. You know what I'm saying? I can see through it. Okay? And at this point, Destiny just really wasn't here for what was being said, talking about how, girl, you just, I would feel some type of way. And I did feel some type of way about you asking her that, okay? Like, you're new to the group, and why are you asking her these questions the way that you are? And was like, well, Tisha ain't had no problem. Well, Tisha said, I was a little bothered, okay, by the way that you said that, about the kids and stuff, that did make me feel some type of way. And she was like, well, I'm just transparent. And that's the thing with Tiffany, you can relay something and you in your mind think that I'm not trying to be in a negative, I'm not trying to be negative, but you can't, fault a person for the way that they take it. You may not think that it's negative, but the way it's coming out and it's being interpreted and, relayed into their ears and their brains, is coming into a negative space. So they're bothered by it. And she don't know how to take that and be like, well, I apologize if that's how you felt, but that's not what I meant, okay? I'll step back a little bit. She just keeps on going with, well, I'm just being transparent and I'm just this and I'm just that. No, acknowledge the fact that you kind of, offended a person. That's what it is. And that's why Destiny don't like her. And that's why Destiny keep holding on. Truth be told, Destiny needs to let it go. But then again, keep on ragtagging that bitch, okay? Because, she gonna learn. She gonna learn. And I feel like Tiffany knows what she's doing, and she's doing it on purpose. Tiffany was brought on here to be the shit stirrer, and she's doing a bad job at it, because we truly don't like, there is no redeeming qualities about her. Okay, she's like the worst shit stirrer on this goddamn reality format that I've seen in a minute. Okay, like, there's been some villains that came on the show, on some of these reality shows, that, of course they're the villain and that's their part, but I still kind of like them a little bit. Bitch, I can't stand this hoe. I can't stand her. Okay. And the way that she was, going back and forth, and then Melody talking about some, well, what, even Melody was taken aback by some of the questions that Tiffany was asked, which kind of confused me when Destiny got into it. And then you trying to take up for the issue that, take up for Tiffany again, okay? And even Destiny had to call her out and say, you taking up for her again or whatever. Like, that's what Mel do, okay? And she gonna even say some, girl, you getting some hot tea or whatever. Why don't you take it and do what you need to do with it? I'll be happy. I said, girl, shut up. Because if it was you, you wouldn't be happy about somebody calling you out on your shit or asking you them personal questions. Let's stop playing, Mel, okay? If the tables were reversed and the roles were reversed, you would not feel that way. Let's stop it, all right? And Destiny just called Tiffany out, okay? Like, I think you do too much for somebody that just came into the group. You inserting yourself a little bit too much into situations that you know nothing about, okay? Like, just sit your ass there and just be quiet sometimes, okay? Truth be told, and if you want to say something, just ease it in there. Don't come full force. That's Tiffany's problem. She comes full force, okay? And Destiny they started talking about the issue between them two. It was like the same thing that you did between me and you. And she was like, girl, bitch, the shade that Tiffany threw at Destiny, she was like, oh, you always got a problem in Atlanta, Detroit, Huntsville, whatever. Okay, it's always a problem. Destiny said, oh, it's going to be a problem, okay? Don't try to shade me. Don't try to shade me, because, bitch, I would drag you in Detroit, Atlanta, Huntsville, and all that stuff, wherever you want to go. I said, Destiny, let's not do that, okay? We seen a lot of that. We grown. We don't need to be putting hands. But at the same time, at the same goddamn time, I don't want Destiny to put her hands on Tiffany, because Tiffany is the type of person, this is the vibe she gives off. Tiffany is that type of person that will use all her mouth to get you pissed off. But then if some action happened because of what she said and she started, and she just so happened to get hands laid on her, or somebody even just go like that to her, if somebody go like that to her or like that to her, she's quick to call the cops. I get that vibe from Tiffany. But anyway, that's what's going on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Tisha, I hope Marcel was playing when he said, nah, I ain't finna get married. When they pulled up to that chapel next week. Baby, Tisha, you just be doing too much. Anyway, that was Love and Marriage Huntsville. Y'all tell me how y'all feel. I will see you guys later. Peace.